Imagine carrying an invisible burden, not from the illness itself, but from the weight of societal judgment. Mental illness affects millions, yet stigma remains a formidable barrier to understanding and treatment. Why does this stigma persist? What are its roots? And how can we work to dismantle it? Stay tuned as we delve into the psychology of stigma and its profound impact on mental health.
Welcome to Precooked Psychology, where science and storytelling converge to explore the intricate workings of the human mind. We simplify complex ideas, serving them pre-cooked for easy digestion. In today's episode, we're unpacking the stigma surrounding mental illness. Together, we'll trace its origins, comprehend its effects, and explore actionable steps to foster compassion and awareness. Let's dive in.
Stigma isn't just a term. It's a social phenomenon with tangible consequences. For many, the fear of judgment deters them from seeking the help they need, leading to isolation. But where does this stigma originate? Mental illness has long been shrouded in misunderstanding. Historically, conditions like schizophrenia or depression were misconstrued as moral failings, curses, or signs of weakness. Even today, stereotypes persist, perpetuated by media portrayals and a lack of mental health education.
Did you know that in the UK, approximately 1 in 6 adults experience a common mental disorder each week? Yet, only about 36% of those affected receive treatment, and that despite nearly 1 in 5 adults in the US experiencing mental illness each year, over 50% don't receive treatment, stigma being a significant barrier to seeking help for people.
Stigma often stems from fear of the unknown and of what is different. When mental illness is misunderstood, it's easier to label it as other or even dangerous. This perception reinforces stereotypes and creates divisions between those with mental illness and their communities. How does stigma affect individuals personally? The impact extends beyond emotions. The data shows that stigma correlates with poorer health outcomes, increased stress, and economic disadvantages. Imagine someone grappling with anxiety but avoiding therapy due to concerns about societal judgment. Over time, untreated symptoms can escalate, affecting relationships, work, and overall well-being. Dr. Stephen P. Hinshaw, a distinguished professor of psychology at the University of California, Berkeley, notes that failing to practice self-care can spill over into work, creating a vicious cycle. Dr. Roy Richard Grinker, an anthropologist at George Washington University, explores the roots of mental illness stigma worldwide. He highlights the cultural changes that have brought us to the cusp of reimagining our relationship with neurodiversity and mental illness. But there's hope. Stigma is not immutable. Social campaigns, education, and open dialogues are gradually shifting perspectives. Programs like Mental Health First Aid train individuals to respond to mental health crises with empathy rather than fear. Language also plays a crucial role. Opting for phrases like living with bipolar disorder instead of suffering from helps reshape narratives. Ending stigma begins with each of us. By normalizing conversations about mental health, we can cultivate a society where seeking help is viewed as a strength, not a weakness. Mental illness does not discriminate. It affects individuals across all walks of life, yet stigma continues to draw unnecessary lines of division. Together, we can erase those lines. By replacing judgment with understanding and stereotypes with empathy, we pave the way for a future where everyone feels safe seeking support. As we conclude today's episode, remember, compassion is the antidote to stigma, and change starts with conversation. Let's continue talking, listening, and growing.
That's all for today's episode of Precooked Psychology. If you found this discussion meaningful, please subscribe and share. Together, we're prioritizing mental health. Until next time, take care of your mind.